me introduce myself. My name is Youngsang Kim. I am a filmmaker, director based on Seoul, South Korea, and I'm also known as Kim Video in this YouTube space. Welcome to my channel. Like all of you guys have already saw the title of this video, let me introduce you guys first to a brand new cinema camera. Say hello to the Sony Burano. When the Burano's test unit was shipped in, our team was the first to ever use and test out the camera in South Korea. So before we get on with the video, I would like to give a quick shout out to Sony on behalf of our team. Oh, this is heavy. I want to first talk about this camera from a YouTuber's perspective, because a lot of you guys might ask me, why did you buy this camera? It is very, very expensive. And some people might say that they won't be able to tell the difference between the Sony Burano or the Sony FX3, some other brand cameras. And from a YouTuber's perspective, that is completely true. Unless you are a person who works as a cinematographer, you won't be able to justify the price of this camera. Purely from a YouTuber's perspective, this camera is not worth it. It's too overpriced, it's very heavy, and it's hard to use. However, as some of you guys might know, I am actually a director who owns a production company for the past 3 years. Me and my good friend, Director Jae, have been working as a co-founder of our production company named Ego Media for the past 3 years. For those years, we have used various different cameras, such as the Red Komodo or Ursa Mini's Area Luxus. In fact, we were the first to ever buy the Red Komodo in South Korea. The image that comes out of those cameras, a lot of people might say it's not worth the money. But for us who worked in the field, I would say the price can be justified. The tiny difference that makes an image quality look digital to cinematic and filmic is very, very important in our industry. That is why a lot of different productions and a lot of different companies spend a lot of money on buying or renting out a camera that can shoot 16-bit RAW. So from this point on, you might ask us, then why did you buy the Sony Burano if your clients are more than happy with the image that comes out of an FX line? That is because we, as a director, as a cinematographer, have developed our eyes into a level which we can actually differentiate the quality of an 8-bit codec, a 10-bit codec, and a 16-bit codec. After using various cameras like the Reds and the Aries, we have come to a conclusion that the images that those cameras produce can be differentiated by ordinary people like you guys. Therefore, the price of those cameras that might seem a bit too much can be justified. Like I said, the tiny difference that makes an image quality look digital to cinematic and filmic is very, very important. So, do we have a lot of project that acquires this level of a camera? Still, there are much more smaller projects that we usually use the FX3 and FX6 instead. So you might ask, then why did you buy this camera? Isn't it much better to just rent it out? And the answer is, well, yes, to be honest. That's why for the past few months, me and my friend Jae have been trying to justify our purchase of this camera. We wanted to buy this camera, but we knew that renting this camera would be much better for us and our company. However, at the end, I just decided to buy this camera instead of renting it. The main reason can be divided into two big parts. Number one is the image quality. Like I said, the 16-bit RAW that comes out of this camera can be differentiated by a lot of ordinary people. If you put a 10-bit image and a 16-bit image side by side, I can dare you that you would be able to tell the difference. The dynamic range and the adjustability of those images is just out of this world. That is why I wanted to upgrade our image quality by using a better camera. Number two, although we don't have that many of a project that requires this level of camera, and instead just needs an FX3 or FX6, I decided that I will be using this camera instead for those smaller projects. And you might ask, isn't that too much? And the answer is, yes, it is too much. But, like I said, we are very thankful to our clients who keep on giving us projects in these hard times. Therefore, I wanted to give them a better image quality on a much lower price compared to other productions. By that, I can use this camera more often and create a work and image that can be compared to those of a Hollywood production or a higher end production. And the clients will be able to get those types of images for a much cheaper price. So basically, it's a win-win situation. And after watching this video up to this point, I think a lot of you guys might ask me, so do you regret buying this camera? Or do you think this camera is worth every penny? And my answer is, that is yet to be found out. Because there are projects that I've shot with this camera that I cannot show you yet because it's not completely finished, and those projects would be done and we'll be able to show you guys in the next few months. So the only behind the scenes and the only image that I can show you that I shot with this camera is the one video that I posted before this review. You can go and check it out. Like I said, if you watch the video, you will be able to tell the difference in the image quality between this and the other cameras. And even if you didn't notice any difference because of my amazing editing skills, I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching this video because you want to know more about the Sony Burano. I will be shooting a lot of different projects with this camera. If you guys want to see whether or not this camera should be purchased or should be just rented out, whether or not you guys would want to buy this camera, if you guys can or cannot see the difference between the image quality of this Burano or the other Sony FX lines, you can just subscribe to my channel and I will keep on posting lots and lots of different Burano content just for you guys. In conclusion, like I said, as a YouTuber's perspective, the Sony Burano is completely useless. It's not suitable for YouTube content creating. Just because you're using this camera, your subscribers won't skyrocket and the quantity of your content won't go up. It will only go down because this camera is not for efficient work. It's for actual production use. Like I said, as a person who owns and runs a production company, I would dare say that this camera would be a huge plus to my production. If you guys want to check out whether or not this camera was a good enough purchase for me and my crew, you can subscribe to my channel to find out. Anyways, that is all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next content. Goodbye.